a time, there were two eggs, and they were best friends. Even though they haven't hatched yet, they were best friends. Even though they haven't hatched yet, but the problem is that a swan kept on checking on them, like 24/7. The swan thought they were all swans, ready to hatch. Like, they were all swans ready to hatch because they were found by a pond and they thought they were swans. So they kept checking on them just in case they hatched. They didn't hatch that one day. So the swan closed the door and closed the other door. She waited outside to see if she heard, like, shaking. And she did. She went inside and saw one was hatching. One was literally hatching his way out. And she didn't know what it could be. She didn't know. She didn't know what it was. She didn't know what it was. Little did she know that it was a quill. A quill not like the others. It was white and pale. People didn't like it that way, but the swan loved her because it was white. Any other animal that the swan didn't like is random. The other random colors. That's the one thing that she didn't like. But she picked the quill and named the quill Peach. She named the quill Peach because she thought that name would be super duper cool. So the name is now Peach. Anyway, one egg did not hatch, and that was me. I did not hatch, but all the swan cared about is the swan did not take very good care of the eggs. She put them in a cage. That was not good for eggs. Anyway, my one started to hatch, and the swan wasn't in here, so he didn't know what I could be. Little did she know that I am not like the others. The swan heard something coming from the room that she was in, and she saw a parakeet, a newborn parakeet. It was so cute, but at the same time, it was black, not white. It was really, swan doesn't like him. It was not white, so the swan just went away, not caring about the parakeet because it was black. She only likes white, so the parakeet was a bit upset. It's not his fault that he was born like this. Peaches was having not a great time sitting in a cage. The swan finally came back out of. She got me out of the thing, put me on her back, and was gonna take me somewhere, but not a very comfortable spot. While the swan was carrying me, I saw Peaches in a cage. She didn't look very happy there. She looked hurt. She didn't look great. She was starving. This was not a great experience for it. Anyway, the swan put me in a cage. Like, birds are not supposed to go in cages, only when they're starting to get healed. The swan thought it was a good idea, and she didn't watch me, she watched Peaches. She only watched Peaches because Peaches was her favorite. The black parakeet felt left out. He didn't know what to do. But always, when the swan is going away, me and Peaches would play. If you're wondering what the black parakeet is called, the swan named him named him. She named him Scar because she thought Scar was a good name. So Scar and Peach, when the swan left to get something to eat, me and Peaches would sneak out and have a tiny bit of fun. Finally, without the swan bossing us around. So me and Peaches would sneak out and literally do anything we want since we're now free. But not for long until the swan comes back. But at least we were free right now. Me and Peaches were best friends. We were born, just because we're smaller, we were born next to each other. That makes us sisters. So we absolutely love each other. But in a friend's way. We heard a swan coming back and we had to go back in our cages. It was so sad, but Scar couldn't get in him cage. So he was in big trouble. The swan came back and looked at Scar, and she said, "Scar, why aren't you in your cage?" Scar was like, "Nothing." The swan picked him up and was gonna put him in another cage, not near Peaches. Peaches was a kind one. Instead, the swan put him in a not very good spot outside. Not outside, but she even flew to the worst spot. It was so far away. She put him in this. It wasn't even comfy. The one thing is, Scar, the swan traveled forever to try and get him away. And finally, she found a cage for him. But it took a while to find it. But it wasn't like yay. It was in a grey cage. And the parakeet did not want to go in, but the swan forced him to go in. Apparently he didn't deserve Peaches. So Scar couldn't fit in. He was so tiny. So the swan had to try and get him in the cage with him in it. It was hard. And tell me it was hard. The swan absolutely forced him to try and get him on there. And he finally did it. But the swan didn't care about him, but Peaches did. They were best friends, and they were like half an hour away from each other. The swan said, "Ha ha! Now you won't be able to get Peaches." The swan flew away. Going back to the hospital was a long walk. The parakeet was so upset. He wanted Peaches back, but he could not get it because of her. If he went back, he would not survive. The swan would have brought him back here. But he said when he's grown up, he will go and get Peaches. Because he was born first, and that means he'll get older first. So, yeah. A few years later, he grew up. He grew up into a beautiful black parakeet. We decided to fly to the hospital again. He forgot to lock the cage. The swan didn't check on him anytime soon, so it was a good time. He traveled so far to get Peaches, and he just checked in the room to see if the swan was there, but she was sleeping. So Scar went to get Peaches. Peaches was so terrified. Peaches had been here for years, and Peaches was still so small. And Peach said, "Scar!" Peaches hopped on his back, and Peaches was saved. Scar would never leave Peaches behind. Peaches was, of course, his best friend, and he would never, ever, ever leave her behind. Otherwise, you're just a terrible friend if you do leave a friend behind. But Scar found a new home on top of a brick thing, and he decided to live there. And once he's more powerful and we've all aged up, we should probably go back. Since all those years, Peaches started aging up, and she was a beautiful bird. It was so beautiful. Peaches could now pick Scar up, and Peaches loved that because they can make jokes. But she couldn't fly very well because her wing was hurt. Scar tried and tried and tried to heal it, but what she needed was the swan. But the swan was mean. Peach's wings could not fly very well. It was very hard for Peaches to fly, but she still liked to mess around with Scar while jumping around, flying even, but that's not a very good thing. One time, we accidentally barged in to the swan. We have to hide. The swan woke up and was going to check on Peaches. But then he saw a glimpse of Scar. "Scar, what are you doing?" she asked. And then Peaches flew away. The swan couldn't catch up with her because she was so fast. She literally flew to the desert to get away. And finally, we are free. We are free from the swan. We were so happy. You have no idea. Anyway, guys, happy ending. If you did, make sure to smash that subscribe button in the face. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.